Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Rev Carolyn Harville of the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living, and it's always a pleasure to share just a few minutes with you. And I appreciate your coming in and letting me share those minutes. We have coming up on Sunday, Tilly, which is take it or leave it. And we bring things that no longer are needed at our home, but that are still in perfect order, and we share them with others. And so you can bring anything you want to or nothing at all. And then you can take, if there's anything on the table that you would be interested in, you are most welcome to take it. So that's next Sunday. The Sunday after that is Jane Elizabeth Smith. Some of you know her. She's a wonderful speaker. And I know that she'll bring a wonderful message, and I hope that you can join her for that. During the month of January, we're talking about the basics. And so last week we talked about, in the beginning, God, life principle, the first cause, the I am, and how it created everything that we see and feel and touch, and a lot of things we can't see and touch and feel, out of itself. There was nothing else at that time, and there still is nothing else, because everything has been created out of the one substance, the one absolute. And it was done through meditation and thinking by the thing itself. So this week we've talked about how do we use our power of controlling our thoughts and focusing our thoughts to really connecting with spirit at a deeper level. One of the things that we do is we recognize that we are co-creators. Anytime we create anything, we are using the great mind, the mind that is all. And it may not look that way to us or to others, but it is that way. And we can use it any way we want to our detriment or to our benefit. And so we talked about that, and how do you do that? And one of the things is the story that I used. A glass of water weighs how much? It will weigh what it weighs itself, the glass itself, plus whatever is inside of the glass. And then that will be your weight. But there's one other factor involved, and that is time. If you take a glass of water and you hold it for 5 minutes, you'll be tired by then, a little bit. You'll be thinking, I want to put this down. And then it'll get heavier, and it'll get heavier. The longer you hold it, it'll get heavier, and it'll get heavier. Some of our thoughts are that way. They have been around us for so long that they have gotten very heavy, and they can be very limiting. So when you have something that's happening in your life now, and you're wondering where it came from some thought way down that is up to you to look for, find, and eliminate. When I was about 8 years old, I had 2 older brothers, and it was Christmas time, and I asked my mother what day Christmas came on. Well, my brothers thought that was just hilarious, and they just, you don't know it's December 25th? You're just stupid, you're just dumb. And they really gave me a hard time. And I really felt less than, and maybe they're right, I'm not smart, that sort of thing, I'm not observant. So I carried that all my life. And I found that it happened with relationships, that I would defer to the man in my life where I worked. I would defer to them versus stepping up and taking ownership of my own abilities. So when I became more and more aware that I was doing that I was limiting myself, I looked for the cause. That one thought, that one incident has had a charge on it all my life. And until about, I guess, late 30s, 40s, when I began to really look at it and understand that that's not my truth. That is simply not my truth. I am a caring person, an observant person. I am kind, and I am intelligent. And I know that now, and I have spent the years since then making that the heavy thought in my mind. And so that's one of the ways that we can do that. We can look at these thoughts and find the ones that are weighing us down. They are taking our energy, they are taking our confidence, and we can look for them and we can reframe them. I finally realized that my brothers were not having a fun time growing up either. That they both had their own issues. They both had feelings of lack. And when I look back on it from now, back to then, I can really see that. And so when they gave me such a hard time, I just happened to be the weaker of the bunch. And they could take out whatever they wanted to on me and my emotions and all of that. But the truth was, they weren't really trying to damage me for life. They were just trying to make themselves feel better. When I understood that, when I reframed that event in that way, the charge was gone. And I could then step forward into the infinite possibilities that are mine. So since then, and a lot of other things, I've grown and grown in my confidence and in my trust. And I'm very pleased with that. But I share that story with you so that you may think about what is heavy in your mind. What is it that you are carrying around with you that weighs you down, that limits you, that tells you that you're not enough? And what can you reach back and find the incident that put that thought there in the first place? And can you reframe it? Look at it in a different way, see it from a new perspective, and take the charge out of it. I love talking about how our minds work, how they are at our disposal. We can use them any way we want to, and that our subconscious too, while it is subconscious, it is still ours to maintain and clean up every once in a while, or maybe all the time, but it is ours to do. And so knowing this, understanding this, allows me to understand that there is infinite possibilities in front of me. There is nothing that cannot be changed for the better. All I got to do is see it through the spirit that is me. Thank you. I hope I've given you something to think about, and I always appreciate your joining me. So have a wonderful week, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready for it to get really, really cold or really, really warm and stay there. So I hope you're having a good time and that you are enjoying the weather. Thank you and bless you.